Hey everyone, it's Wingspan TT, the fourth best commentator on YouTube, and I wanted to share a little, it's not really a story, but it's just something I kind of went through in EVE Online. I was trying to figure out the best way to optimize my clones and my implants and things like that, and I really wanted to have more than one clones because, you know, sometimes I was flying my bomber, which is like most of the time, so I want to have a clone that has a couple implants for, you know, torpedo related shenanigans, and then I wanted to have a separate clone for when I fly a Stratios or a Stero, you know, because those are drone focused, and even though there's no real drone implants, I want to have a navigation and scan focus because, you know, there's scan bonus, so why not just kind of push that further. And I realized that I still had a couple of jump clones from when I lived in Vale the Silent when I was in my last corporation with hey Susie RC Mudstone. So I looked into it and I realized, hey, I still have 2 jump clones in Vale the Silent. What I could do is I could take them, because they didn't have, like, one of them had no implants and one of them had a couple implants, like really low level, like maybe 20 million in implants or something. I'm like, alright, I can get in my jump clones and get back and bring them back into high sec. The only problem, of course, is that, well, the main problem is I need a ship, right? Like, I need to actually get out of Vale, and since I don't really have any way to just bring a ship there or anything like that, I contacted some people in Vale, some people that I knew from my old corporation. They decided to hook me up, and they set me up with an Astero and an interceptor out there, and I said, great, just contract them to me, get me the ships, get me these parts. I'm going to need cloaks, I'm going to need warp core stabilizers, you know, some agility mods. That's basically it. I just really needed some way to get out of Vale through Geminate into high sec. So I have my jump clone, and I decided I'm going to jump into my jump clone in 5T in Vale, and which is great. The Astero was there, all the parts I asked for were there, but I immediately realized I had a problem, and that problem was that since I no longer had standings or any connection to the corporations or alliances in Vale, I couldn't use the station services. Now you're like, okay, so what, you can't repair your ship? No, I can't repair my ship. But more importantly than that, I forgot that fitting your ship is a station service. Like, that's not... It's something you do so frequently you don't even think about it. Like, you just assume it's something you can do, but no, you cannot drag modules onto your ship and fit them if you don't have fitting privileges. So I had jumped into this Astero. I had left my more expensive clone out in, you know, God knows where, and I just realized that I was kind of fucked, and I didn't have a mobile depot or anything. So I decided, fuck it. You know what? Fuck it. I got my Astero. I'm just gonna fly back with absolutely no cloak, absolutely no cloak or warp core stabs or agility mods or anything on the ship. I mean, I guess I could have signed out and just, you know, or contacted my friends and asked them if they could, you know, give me a mobile depot or sell me a mobile depot or something like that. But I was like, fuck it. I'm in this cheap clone. Let's do something cool. I'm just gonna trek it through Geminate and hope I live. Hope I get through, you know, my old stomping grounds. And I was actually kind of scared. Definitely some people they weren't outright chasing me, but obviously the security channels were like, oh, it's Chance Ravinne, that Wingspan guy. We probably should not let him live. You cannot suffer a Wingspan to live. And I had a couple of people tailing me through Vale and Geminate, and it was difficult because I'm also so used to flying covert ops craft in wormhole space that, you know, I gotta say I'm a little rusty. The whole concept of trying to navigate space where I show up on D-scan, where I can't instantly escape a gate cam, where I can't just cloak and hold, you know, and just bluff people into not knowing what I'm flying. That whole flying like a normal person through space thing is just very scary now that I don't want to say I have a crutch of going through wormhole space like this, but it's just become my normal. You don't show up in local, no one knows when I'm flying, no one knows I'm here or who I am or where I am or when I'm leaving or anything like that. So it, you know, it's a big shock It's a big, you know, scary shock. And I guess whatever, just that whole process is really interesting. Now I will say that when I left Veil Silent, I did keep all my old personal and corp and alliance bookmarks, so I had a lot of very useful tactical bookmarks. So all the places that I knew were going to be camped or bubbled, or you know, whatever, I knew I had good ways to get around them or what to expect. So that was good, you know, and I think that paid off. I remember right when I was leaving at the time, I was like, oh, should I keep these bookmarks? I don't know. Well, I'm like, you never know when I might be in this area again and absolutely need them to survive, and this was one of those times. So I guess the moral of the story is, if you have jump clones, or if you establish jump clones and then leave a corporation or alliance and you need to get them back, you need to do your homework, right? So the first thing your homework is get a ship in that station, buy or send a ship in that station. Make sure that, if ideally, the ship will be pre-fitted, so you'll be buying a ship that someone's fit for you, they contracted to you, it's already got all the mods on it. You want a ship that is either an interceptor that is, you know, is interdiction nullified, or you want to have a covert ops craft or something like that. And at the very least, if someone cannot fit the ship for you, make sure, in addition to getting you the ship and all the parts you need, that you also get a mobile depot, so you can go out to space in a safe, fit up in space. Kind of like when you need to change your clothes in the back of a car. You can kind of do that, except it's in the back of outer space and not in the back of the car. But you know, like if you're at the beach and you want to change real fast, and you just try to do it really fast and no one's looking, but then maybe a cop car pulls up the last second and you're like, whoa, gotta get out of here. And that's it. So the jump clones, now I finally got my jump clone back. I set that one up as my Stratios clone. I set up the one as my bomber clone that was already there. I actually went back out to Veil once I realized what my mistakes were. I got a mobile depot out there. I got my friends to hook me up, and I got an interceptor. Came back and I set up that drone actually for Proteus, for a Proteus build, because I have recently trained into a covert ops, I guess, smart bombing Proteus. I haven't had a lot of luck with that yet. I do have some completely fail videos, which I may or may not post, because really nothing happens other than me looking like a complete idiot. But I guess honestly, me looking like an idiot is why a lot of people subscribe to the channel. So I just thought this was a really interesting adventure. It was just a really strange adventure. It was nostalgic and scary and spooky and fun, all at once, which is really what EVE is all about, what makes EVE fun. So everyone, thanks for watching. Watch your clones out there. Treat your clones well, because remember, they're just like you, only without a soul. See you next time. Cheers.